Here I have this walnut, maple, and padauk edge grain cutting board. To sand these juice grooves, I'll be using my reciprocating saw, these spider grout saw blades, and this velcro hook and loop backing. Links to all of these will be in the description. I'm using a piece of 5/16 inch dowel. First thing I'm going to do is put it into my vise. Now that my dowel's secure, I'm going to use my reciprocating saw to make a cut down the middle of this. I'm only going to go about halfway through the dowel, so I'm going to start off really slow. Now, once your groove looks something like this, cut out a piece of this hook and loop backing for our dowel. Initially, I tried this with just regular Velcro backing that I bought at the store, but it didn't stick very well, and it didn't stick to the sandpaper. So I found this on Amazon, and so far, it's done a great job of sticking to the dowel, especially on such a small curved surface. I'm really impressed with how well it sticks. I used a 1/4 inch round nose bit for the juice grooves. Now we're going to take our grout saws. This comes with two. One of them is 1/16 of an inch. The other is 3/16 of an inch. We're going to take the 1/16 of an inch one. Now we're also going to take our duct tape. Take a piece of duct tape. We're just going to cover up the blade. Then what this does, this helps to wedge this into the dowel. Now we have our grout saw with our duct tape over it. Then just gonna wedge this in here, just like that. And there we go. I considered using epoxy to secure the grout saw into here, but I wanted to be able to change the size of the dowel in case I made bigger juice grooves. So I tried this, and this has worked very well so far, but you could epoxy the grout saw to the dowel if you wanted to. I like to use these Diablo sand nets and these 3M sanding discs. What I do is once I'm done with these on my random orbital sander, I take these old sheets and I cut these up to use with this. I'll use my reciprocating saw to sand the juice grooves that run in the direction of the grain, just like this. To sand the juice grooves that run in the direction of the grain, I use my rotary tool, and I'll show you how I do that right now. I have a small grindstone bit and some of this hook and loop. If you haven't seen my first video on how to sand juice grooves, make sure you go ahead and watch that. In that video, I show you how to sand juice grooves with a multi-tool, and I also show you how to sand the edges with a rotary tool like this. So this is an updated method from the first video. So for this, I do the same thing. I cut up strips of sandpaper from the old sanding discs, and I wrap them around. And to secure the ends, to keep them from flapping, I just take a piece of Scotch tape and I fold it up so it's double-sided, and I just stick that to the very end of the inside of the piece of sandpaper just to keep it from flapping. The reason I don't use the rotary tool sanding discs that they sell is, one, they only come in 80 and 120 grit, and they don't allow you to get into the juice groove. just because the way you have to hold the rotary tool. If you tilt it down, you begin to burn the rubber, or you hit the metal screw at the top. Whereas this method, it allows you to angle the rotary tool downward, and you can also use whatever grit you want. I like to go through the grits as I sand my cutting board. I'll start with 80, then 120, all the way up to 400 grit. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you left a like. And if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.